Well, as we work our way into our final weekend of June, we are going to have some pleasant weather conditions to enjoy as we are expected to see some brighter and quieter skies. Now, we do have a little hiccup in the forecast when it comes down to some times of some windy conditions, especially here as we head into our Friday. This is going to be the windiest day, but there is going to be at least some type of wind that we will be mentioning as we roll into next week. And this wind is going to be influential on bringing some warming at times as well as some cooling, as we do see that temperatures are going to be a little bit more roller coaster like, more than seeing just the steady 90s or 80s stacking up within our 7-day forecast. So we'll talk about what that first few days of July will look like here in a moment. But taking a look here into our last weekend, of June, we are seeing that there's lots of sunshine in the forecast. Now, sunshine's looking really nice here for our Friday. Even temperatures looking to stay mild into the 70s, just flirting with the 80s. But what we have in place is that we do have a frontal system pushing on through the area, and it is increasing that wind potential. We run from 7 a.m. through 5 p.m. seeing that switch of a southwesterly wind to a northwesterly wind, even bringing sustained winds up to 30 miles per hour and some gusts up to 45. Might get some even isolated 50 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts in more of our wind prone areas. And once that wind picks up, it stays pretty steady until that sunset time frame. So expect a little bit of a breezy Friday evening commute, as we'll note that really everyone's going to get a dosing of this wind. But again, more wind prone for our local region of Rawlins up through Casper, Sheridan, even getting some 35 mile per hour gusts, as well as Cody. So that push of that system sliding on through the area will bring a gusty day, but much of the east of the divide does hold on to some of those brighter skies. We're noting that the frontal system will be able to bring some storms where the temperatures are a bit warmer, and that's closer to the Cheyenne, Torrington, and Nebraska Panhandle region, where that frontal system will enact that cooling, limiting the instability within the air. We even note that the cooling keeps a high of 58 into Yellowstone, 72 into Cody, 76 into Rock Springs, 81 into Riverton, 76 into Gillette. So looking at cooler than what we've seen, but still not too bad for a June day. The wind, those will be the one factor. Now, as we head into our Saturday, this should be a gorgeous June day. Lots of sunshine to work with. The wind takes a bit of a backseat, and temperatures are looking very seasonal, anywhere from mid 70s to even some of those upper 80s there into Riverton. Now, we'll note that as winds pull back on Saturday, those winds are expected to return on Sunday, and we have a very strong southerly flow setting up, and that's going to promote temperatures to even return back into those 90s. But again, we have some switching winds there Monday into Tuesday. So here's that roller coaster pattern, whereas we increase to those 90s, we're pulling back to, again, those lower 80s through Tuesday. That it will be associated with another frontal system bringing a few storms, but largely our forecast continues to hold on to some of that summertime sunshine.